Yo, what's up sa mga kabalbas ko dyan? Kabalbas, back at it for another reaction video. And actually, ang dami na nag-request na gawan ko doon ng reaction ito. Pero I am just waiting at least 2 days man lang sana. Kailan ba na-upload to? March 28. Ano bang date ngayon? Yeah, nag-wait ako para man lang tumaas muna yung views, which is very good na. And check man, almost 15,000 at the moment. So yeah, ayun, tiniis kong hindi panoorin kasi alam ko pag si Chuck ang gumawa, bro, it's I don't know, this time kasi last time parang medyo emotional, pero this time medyo parang mas emotional kasi sa title pa lang parang eto na yung dito sila nag-start. I mean, okay, tingnan muna natin. Hindi ako sure eh. Hindi pa ako sure kung anong meron dito, Chuck. Okay, so yeah, let's do this.
Oh yeah.
What's up sa mga kalbas ko dyan? Kabalbas. Back at it.
Tutorial.
Back
Vlog,
at it.
vlog.
Back at it.
Yeah. Come on, come on.
Ting, 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 ting. Oh, nakakabisado ko ng intro mo.
Disclaimer, this video is only based on my personal research. I might miss some details and it's possible to have discrepancies, but I did my best to get as much accurate information as possible. So enjoy.
Okay, got it. Tapos 2016 ba yan? Hindi, parang hindi, iba sila. Parang old video. Korean eh.
This is Cult Triple,
Cult Triple.
a group of talented performers and comedians from Korea you've
Oo nga.
probably never heard of. They were formed back in 1994 when the word K-pop hasn't even been
I
invented.
don't have
In
any idea.
2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life, which will change the entire course of P-pop history.
Ah, yung isa. Wait lang. Yung isa is siya yung anong tawag? Ano bang dapat itawag 'yun? Manager, handler ng show BT? Ano kasi yung pangalan niya? Sige, tuloy ba natin? Yeah, parang narinig ko yung story nito pero hindi ko masyadong
remember this song?
kabisado. Parang hindi ko na narinig to ah. Oh. Aja tos. Yeah. Okay.
It all started with this man, Jong Song-han.
May alias to eh.
When he left the trio in 2002 to become an
Kasing
entrepreneur,
pangalan.
Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans definitely thought that Song-han's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment industry.
Oh.
If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too.
Naging cult to na lang.
This man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called
Ano kasing pangalan niya?
Entertainment. Yep, I'm talking about Tatang Robin.
Ayun, Tatang Robin.
Tatang noticed how passionate Filipino
Oh my
fans
God.
were during the rise of K-pop, so he wanted to organize
Tatang
K-pop
Robin nga.
concerts and events that promote Korean and Filipino culture. To make that happen, he needed entertainers, a group of young people that will be part of the package of their service as an event organizer. We are talking about people who can do dancing, singing, and even act as servants like waiting tables and assisting guests. So he held an audition and hundreds of young talents applied.
Oh,
30 of them passed as trainees. They were then called Nara,
Nara?
which in Korean means country
Yeah,
and is the
yeah.
national tree of the Philippines. They went to multiple events together, including the fan meeting event of the K-pop group called Off-Road.
Okay.
After numerous events, Tatang Robin saw something special when it comes to Filipino talent. He realized that some of his trainees were far too talented to just end up as small-time performers. So he decided to launch the first P-pop boy group that underwent
Okay, wait
strict
lang. Chuck, eto bang dahilan bakit nawala ka ng ilang days ba? 5? Actually, parang hindi nag-upload si Chuck kasi ilan lang ba? Parang ikaw lang yata yung tinurn on ko yung notification ng mga reactor ng SB19 to be honest kasi yun nga yung story ko dati na hindi na ako nanonood ng mga reactors kasi baka may mga same points kami na masabi. Parang I feel guilty kung sakaling magkaparehas kami ng point ng ano. So ito pala yung pinaghahandaan mo and in fairness bro, man, the research hindi ito man, parang you deserve the spot. Come on, show BT. Hire this dude. Okay.
Korean type training. Out of the 30 trainees, only few have made it. Jan Paulo Nase. He always wanted to be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist and also a
ito
member
yung
of the
Sejun pa lang
K-pop
yung pangalan
dance
niya,
cover
di ba?
group called PHP. As a trainee, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data
Wow.
analyst to provide for his family. He was the first one selected due to his
Ang galing ng
undeniable
editing mo, bro,
diligence and leadership
Wow.
qualities.
Impressive.
He is known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability, a badass rapper, and was often dubbed as a genius, but he consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker. This made him the destined leader of the group. He debuted with the name Sejun,
Sejun.
but later changed his name to Pablo. Now that the methodical leader is chosen, they needed more members. Tatang Robin just got a genius composer in Pablo, so they needed someone who can dance.
Wait lang na mention ni Bro Chuck yung genius composer. I mean, when we watched the mapa, sabi ko Pablo for sure will be the composer of the year. Oh man, guess what? And sinabi ko after ng mga ilang videos pa, nasabi ko pa na Pablo will be the composer of the decade. Wait for that. I mean, come on man. Hindi lang naman mapa yung tumatatak na sinulat ni Pablo. Bro, trust me. Composer din ako and may mga nananalong kanta akong kino-compose na sinasali sa mga Battle of the Bands before when I was active sa music. Okay, tuloy natin.
This guy is exactly that, and even more. Stell Ahero. He was only 16 when he started competing as a dancer while studying. He was a born winner despite growing up as a bullied kid. He made performing his escape from the harsh reality of the world. He did a great job channeling the negative aspect
Ang
of his
galing ng
life
transition
and
ng
converting it by
video
winning
ni
multiple
Bro
K-pop
Chuck.
dance cover competitions with his group Seiya.
Sumasakto sa narration
He is also
niya.
a hard worker. He was teaching dance to kids while competing. There was a point when he worked too hard that it threatened his life due to poor health. He is a very skilled choreographer.
Yeah.
In fact, he's the main culprit behind most of SB19's snappy and amazingly synchronized dance routines. But little did they know that dancing wasn't even his only talent.
Yes.
He easily became the main heavenly voice of
Heavenly
because
voice,
his
man.
vocals were just out of this world. He debuted as Stell, the main vocalist, the lead dancer, and choreographer of the group. Josh Cullen Santos became homeless at the age of 16 and it was his decision. He's had the worst childhood among the other members. From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a
Okay,
kid
wait
by
lang. So far halos lahat, hindi naman lahat, pero halos lahat ng dinocument ni Bro Chuck dito, halos lahat narinig ko na. Pero alam mo yon, while watching the video, ang galing ng compilation kasi ni Chuck, bro. Ang galing mo. Mas nararamdaman ko yung pinagdaanan nila. Mas nararamdaman ko yung mga kwentong sinishare nila noon sa mga interviews. And mas alam mo yon, mas heartfelt. Bro, ang galing, bro. Okay, tuloy natin.
At an early age, he witnessed what it feels like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just a matter of months. He experienced getting evicted from apartments to smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family
Madugong
had nothing
editing
eat but
to, bro,
ketchup and salt. They had no
Ang daming
permanent
video
address.
transition,
Because of
pare.
that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would get into fistfights for defending her. Josh had enough of this, so he took matters into his own hands by leaving. He became independent and started working as an internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative learning system and was able to finish his high school degree. He clearly had no background in
Ang galing sa mo
performing.
nakuha tong mga
Not
to, bro.
until he met new friends from the dance community, which led to him meeting Stell and Sayan. They became co-members and went on to win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia. They even met BTS during one of their winning runs in Korea. In a way, Josh was saved by Stell
Grabe,
after
ano?
trying
Who
so
would've-
hard to save himself.
would have been
And it
thought
paid
na
off because after training, Josh
yung
ended up debuting
yung
as the
iniido
lead
nila na
rapper
na-meet
and
nila tas
dancer
nakakalaban na
of the
nila sa billboard.
Justin
Justin.
DeJoss didn't have to audition.
Yeah, wala ako masyadong
Apparently, he was a
story
very
na narinig
good-looking guy
dito
that
na
when
ano.
he joined a talent workshop as a teenager, Show BT immediately took notice and offered him to become a trainee to improve his singing and dancing skills. He was one of the late joiners, and when he did, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar.
Apparently, the two had a stint in performing together in a K-pop dance cover group
Oh.
called Zero to Hero.
Hindi ko na ano to narinig to
So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band Superstar show, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions. Perhaps it was fate.
Yes.
He didn't have great singing skills at the time. It was only when he became a trainee that he improved astoundingly in the vocal
True.
department. He went on to
Pero
finish
look at
his
him
college
now,
degree
man.
in multimedia arts while training.
Grabe yung
which earned him
improvement
a skill
ni
in filmmaking.
Justin sa
He
vocal.
then got
Seriously,
selected
man.
to debut as the main visual, the sub-vocalist, and the creative director of the group. He was the would-be director.
So
behind
ngayon,
the
nasan na yung mga
record-breaking K-pop music
nakapasok sa
video, What,
boy band
and
PH
more.
ba yun? Asan na
But
sila?
that's a story for another video. At this point, Show BT seemed to have completed the group. 4 members in a P-pop group, a nice even number.
May isa pa
2 rappers and 2 vocalists. They were perfectly balanced, but they felt like something was missing. Perhaps someone
Ang galing ni
was
Chuck
missing.
pare, ang galing niya
Someone
mag
who
ano.
could take this already great group of guys and
Ang galing
push
niya
them to achieve
mag-construct
the
ng
next
ano.
level, the extraordinary level. Someone so naturally gifted that he could stand out in the presence of the already talented group of young artists. This venture that Tatang Robin took needed an apex, so he started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a
Tsura
guy."
ni Josh. Wait lang. Bro, ang galing ni Chuck. Alam mo yun, ang galing niya mag-construct ng ano, tapos biglang papasok na sa gusto niyang i-point out. Tapos papasukan niya ng mga video clips at photos na akmang-akma sa gusto niyang i-pinpoint. Ang galing mo. Show BT, man. Seriously, hire this guy. Man. Okay. Boom.
Philip John Suson is
Pulang
such a
pula, boy.
specimen. He was so naturally
Hey,
gifted that
kalawete.
excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him. He grew up in a church under the care of his grandparents. He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in school. Nobody taught him to play
kaliwete
musical
nga.
instruments. He taught himself by just listening to the music.
Or yung
so he
camera
ended
lang.
up becoming a southpaw
Ah,
guitarist,
tama,
but he later fixed it as he learned more. He didn't even know that
Mahirap
he could
yun,
dance
no?
until he was forced to in order to get good grades during their school intrams. After discovering dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly.
Woo!
Because of his raw talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire school and continued on to form a K-pop dance cover
Boom.
group called Amigo 7. Apparently, his group gave Josh's group so much trouble during their early competitions because they were very good rivals.
Oh.
So he decided to recruit him. But Philip was hundreds of islands away and didn't have
Oo,
the
oo,
money.
oo.
What did Josh
Alam ko yung
do?
kwentong to.
He shelled out for his plane ticket. With nothing else to
Ang
lose,
galing.
Philip went and left his
Ang galing
previous
mag-connect
life in the
ni
countryside.
Chuck.
He then trained with the boys and officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group. One thing to note is that they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his
True.
already successful group in Korea.
True.
Justin failed his first audition, so he
Destiny.
didn't even bother to audition again because he thought he wasn't ready. And Josh wouldn't have attempted to recruit Ken if Show BT's training program didn't even exist. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect.
Woo! Butterfly effect.
When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event, or as Google would put it, a phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have a large effects elsewhere. Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future People
Wow.
Kings. In 2018, SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines area code digits 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2
Oh,
plus
okay.
6 plus 3 is 19.
Wow, ngayon ko lang
SB
nalaman.
doesn't only mean
Seriously?
short BT. It is all
Wait
about
lang. Seriously, ngayon ko lang nalaman yon. Wow, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Ngayon ko lang nalaman yon. I mean, okay.
their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is fearlessly represented by this phrase. Soundbreak.
Wow. Tapos na ba? Wow. Bro. Mag-isa lang niya nag-edit, pare. Sila yung mga ano, okay. Okay. So may ano pa to, may episode 2. Wow. Okay, exciting. Bruh. This must be stopped, Chuck. This must be stopped. Kasi lalo ko silang minamahal eh. Bro. Thank you so much, bro. Alam mo yon, ano ba? Wait lang, parang nagiging emotional ako. Hindi, ang galing lang kasi ni Chuck na mag-construct ng ano, tapos pag-insert ng mga clips, ng mga photos, saktong-sakto sa narration niya. Ang galing, and mas nakilala ko sila. I mean, most of the kwentos ay narinig ko na, pero samahan mo nga ng ganon, ng clips and old photos, tapos yung ang galing pa ni Chuck na mag-dramatize, anong tawag doon? Yung pag-narrate na ang galing. So ayun, bro, thank you so much. Actually, madami akong natutunan, ay nalaman na hindi ko pa alam about them, and siguro sa episode 2 mas marami ako malalaman doon, kasi yung mga nakwento mo dito, most of them alam ko na. So I'm expecting na sa episode 2 may mga hindi talaga ako alam doon. And thank you so much kasi nag-effort ka. I mean, nung may mga nag-request na nito, sabi ko sa sarili ko, no, kailangan at least man lang mapanood pa nila. I mean, alam mo yon, syempre pinaghirapan ni Chuck to, ilang araw niyang ginawa to for sure. And yeah, bro, this must be stopped. Okay, sa episode 2 siguro papayakin mo na ako doon. Ngayon kaya ko pang pigilan. It's more of sobrang mas naging proud ako sa boys. It's more of mas naging proud ako, mas naging happy ako na I'm following them, na mas naging proud ako na I'm part of, you know, the family 18. Yeah. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. And again, show BT. Baka kunin pa ng iba si Chuck. Hire this guy, man. Seriously, Chuck, good job, bro. Thank you so much for watching. Kabalba signing off, baby.